Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to another Looney Tunes World of Mayhem video. And in this video, we are going to sit down with Haruki, and we're going to talk a little bit about her, get to know her a little bit, talk about the community, and talk about the game, talk about what's going on now and what could be coming up in the future. There could be a couple teasers as well, so definitely keep an eye out for those. But had a lot of fun. Haruki was able to graciously set aside some time to sit down and just have a little chat and talk about the game and stuff. So I hope you all enjoy this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button and definitely leave some comments and questions in the comment section below, because I'll be taking a look at it. And as I mentioned a little bit later, Haruki will probably be taking a look at it as well. So there you go, everybody. That's what this video is all about. My interview with Haruki. I hope you guys enjoy it. So let me know what you think. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at it now. I'm going to actually start off with a question that's not on the list. Should be an easy one, though. And it's going to roll into the next couple of questions. So this is what first got you into gaming in the first place?
What got me into gaming? I guess it was just to see like one of my cousins doing it. Like it was back in the Game Boy times.
Oh, okay.
So then he was playing with the Game Boy, and then I always was watching at him. I remember that I was very, very small, and then I don't know, like it's how I really started getting into it. I think my first big game was Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Like a long time ago.
Oh,
and then all the Game Boy classics and everything. And then after that, computer came to the house, and then we started discovering all the amazing catalog of PC games, because I'm a PC gamer. So most and foremost, I mean, I play games on the mobile as well, on the phone as well. But yeah, I'm more a PC gamer actually.
Gotcha. What's your? Are you playing one right now?
Yeah, actually, right now I'm playing 2 Point Hospital.
Oh, okay.
So I used to play a lot Theme Hospital, was it? Yeah, Theme Hospital from Bullfrog back in the days. Exactly. And then they released like a kind of spiritual successor to it, I think last year. So I took some months, but I went into it and I'm having a blast. So yeah, that's my management, hospital management. It's a little bit like community management, actually, in a way. So I think I'm succeeding.
You know what? Actually, that is an awesome segue. So, because the next question is, how did you become a community manager in the first place?
So that's actually another one of those like random things that happen in life. So basically, I studied something back in uni that didn't have anything to do with games or anything like that. And then basically, I guess that I was thinking, okay, so what can I do now after university? And then I got the chance of starting as a community manager completely out of the blue. They told me there is this position, you want to try it out, this is what you have to do. And then I was checking the job listing. I was like, it's actually something I can do. It's about telling stories, it's about communicating, it's about being a gamer really and understanding what people want. And since I do play games as well, I was thinking, okay, this can be fun. And it's a very cool position to be, because then you are, you're with the player base and then you're also with the developers.
Right.
So it's this kind of like double relationship. And I remember that, yeah, I took that. It was an internship back then. And then after a while, everything kind of fell naturally into its course. I followed it up, moved different cities, did a lot of community management jobs here and there. For the most part, gaming all the time. I did a little parenthesis, that was not gaming. And then I said, okay, go back to it. And yeah, I've been moving, different genres, different platforms. And for the last years, I've been doing mobile.
Okay.
And I like it. I like it because it's a very hectic environment with very demanding and excited communities, that really play and love their games. And yeah, I guess I'm going to be in the ride for a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Very cool. So I want to get into talking about the community here in just a second too, but so for everybody watching this right now, so we have dubbed Haruki here. She is our legendary community manager, and nice little title right there. But so what is the role of a community manager?
So yeah, that's actually a question that I get a lot, especially during family dinners and lunches, because no one really understands what I do. So just basically, I really see myself like the point of contact that works both ways. So the community and the developers, on the one hand, broadly, I kind of feed you guys with everything that I can feed you on in terms of information, events, new things that are happening, entertaining content that you guys may interact with. And then, of course, big part of my job is to read all the discussions that are happening on Reddit, Discord, other social media channels, and then basically canalize them in a way that is easy to read for the developers, because, of course, they are busy during the game, doing the game. They do interact a lot. We have quite a lot of developers on Discord, actually. But my job is basically to tell them, hey, you did this, let's say an event. This is what people liked about it. This is what people didn't like a lot about it. Suggestions and kind of like snippets of what people said, actually. Right. So we try to put voice to the complaints and say, okay, so this is actually what is happening. Mm-hmm. And then, so that's basically what I do. And then on top of that, I do a lot of, video editing, preparing content for social media. So all of those Looney, stupid little quizzes that you see on social media, that's also me. I asked the other day whether people prefer brie, cheddar, or Swiss cheese. That was really fun. I think cheddar was a clear winner, I believe. But yeah, that's basically what I do. So it's like try to, on the one hand, entertain and keep the people kind of like belonging to a community and seeing the benefits of belonging to that community. Mm-hmm. And on the other hand, try to keep as much as possible our development plans in tune or align with the community experience, because in the end, a game like this doesn't work if you don't have a community behind it. Yeah. So it's a very tricky balance, I have to say. And it offers a lot of challenges, but to be honest, I love to be there, try to fight for the players, voice of the players, and everything.
So with Discord and Reddit and stuff, that probably takes up quite a bit of time, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of stuff going on. It's hard for me to keep up. I try and keep up on what's going on in Discord and stuff too, but there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah, have you seen that GIF of Sylvester with like a lot of cigarettes and the coffee, all spitting a lot? That's me basically. Every morning I open Discord like, okay, whoa, okay. No, actually it's easier. And this is a shout out that I have to say. If any of my ambassadors are watching this, thanks guys, props to you, because they like my life. They make my life way easier. It's a lot of things to read, but to be honest, it's good. And as I said, I try to always start my day reading social media, reading Reddit, reading Discord. Okay, Right. Then we see where we are, and then I jump into the more, let's say, behind the scenes kind of things. Uh-huh. But I always keep Discord in one of the screens in the office. So I always see the tags. I always see the memes. Right. Please keep on sending memes, because I actually pass the memes to the team. So all of them are being passed on. Well, almost all of them. Some of them are not. But yeah, it takes a lot. But I like it. It's a priority for me to be there as well. So.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what? I've said this before. I think I've said this to you in Discord a number of times, and I've also said it in a number of my videos too. One thing that I appreciate about you and about the developers is the interaction that you have in not just on Reddit but on Discord, and personally replying back to a lot of stuff. I know you can't respond back to 100% of stuff because you would never sleep and there's not enough time in the day. But there's a lot.
When would I play Looney Tunes then?
Right? You'd be like level 5 still.
That's it. Actually, I ranked to level 57. So 2 more levels to go.
I just hit 58 like the other day. So 1 more to go. So with that and everything that you have going on the social media and stuff, how are you feeling about the community and everything?
Good question. So I like it. From the very moment, so when I was offered the job and said, okay, you're going to be working with Looney Tunes, I was already like, okay, great. Because I think the tone of the game, the fact that it's, Looney Tunes is an RPG, and certainly there is a lot of competition and there is a lot of meta game there for people to build strategies, to, experience different combos and things like that. I feel like the people playing the game, the demographics, let's say, or the community is a little bit more, I don't know if it's relaxed or a little bit more lenient. So, it's not as toxic as other communities that I work with, like other titles or things like that. I would say the people that we have on Discord are very vocal. It's people that love to be there. They love to talk about the game. If they complain about the game and if they send negative feedback along the way, it's because they care. And that's one of the things that you can never forget, is because people care about the game. But all in all, I appreciate the fact that it's constructive most of the times. I don't remember the amount of people that have really crossed the line when it comes to interacting with us. Actually, everyone is kept very civil, very helpful. I see a lot of conversations on Reddit, asking when a new event comes, and then so what's the killing order for this particular stage, or is my toon collection any good? And then people jump on it very quickly, and then they tell them, oh, maybe you should work on this one. Oh, forget about that one. There's a tier S toon. Oof. Poor, Silvercat Junior fisherman. Deserves some love, but yeah, as I said, it's very vocal, it's very loony, but also very helpful. And I think it's a really joy to work as a community manager with such a bunch.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I have to agree. So I mean, as you know, and as everybody else out there knows, I cover multiple games on my channel, and I've been a part of a number of communities, and you're absolutely right. This community here is very passionate about the game. They're very helpful. They want to help people, and they want to see people succeed. And I think that's one thing that's absolutely awesome about this community. And it's again the passion that the players have for the game and for the characters.
Yeah, and I think it's a gift, because to be given such a game with such an IP, so Looney Tunes. I mean, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't been checking the latest Looney Tunes show, the latest ones, but the old cartoons, which is basically the canon that we are using for the game, the old cartoons from the 40s, 50s, and things. It's just a gift. It's really amazing to be working with such an IP, and Bugs Bunny, Daffy. Mr. Tass here, so it's amazing.
We're gonna get to him a little bit later.
I'm dreading that question already.
All right, so wow, we covered a lot already, and we're not even halfway through the list of questions here. So, easy question: who's your favorite toon?
I was thinking about this. My favorite toon, I think is Leopold.
Leopold, okay.
It's just my boy.
he's awesome.
I quite like, to be honest, I've been trying to, now I'm using another toon, another A team. So basically now I'm using, because of the arena and everything, I'm been using Scrooge Yosemite with Daffy Hood, with Friar Porky and Gossamer. I also love Gossamer, by the way. I really like tanks. They're very slow, but I just love them. And Leopold, I love the steel, oh, you see all those buffs? They belong to me, and I just love it. It's a very cool ability.
They're mine. I'm being selfish.
Yes, it is.
I just put a video out yesterday. We're talking about best teams for different regions and stuff like that, and I called him out. He's a fantastic tank. I love his kit. He's a lot of fun to play with. So
And
cool.
his attacks are beautiful as well.
Yeah. All right.
To that singing ability.
I'm sorry. What?
That singing ability that he has. It's just beyond the top.
Yeah, I like there's been some really cool animations in this game too, as far as attack animations and things like that. So it's very cool.
I agree.
All right, all-time favorite game.
So so I think I'm gonna go because this is a very hard question. So I really like Mass Effect. The Mass Effect series, so Mass Effect 1, actually Mass Effect 2, 1, and 3 in that order. Yep. Every BioWare game kind of, appeals me if it has a story, so Dragon Age as well. But the one that I've been really digging during the last months is The Witcher 3.
Okay.
So I would say that also qualifies as top game in my personal list.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a fantastic game. And Mass Effect, I have to say, that game there, I created like 5 different characters and went through that game 5 different times from beginning to end. And I would absolutely agree. 2, 1, and 3, I would put them in that order.
Yeah, exactly. I always every 2 years or something like that, I replay the whole trilogy again, and it's still holding out.
It really is.
The Tides of Time and everything is fascinating. I love that.
Yeah, the story that they put together was awesome.
Cool companions as well. Lots of banter. It was cool.
All right, so now we're going to start getting into like some game questions. So,
voilà.
Okay, so in a bunch of other games, they will typically match character releases up to like movie releases and things like that. How are the developers determining which characters to release? Is it a set schedule? Are you trying to is there any type of matching or anything like that, or how does that work?
In general, I wouldn't say that's the case because basically is what I was talking just before, that we kind of tied to a specific canon of Looney Tunes. So it's this kind of like old ones. So if anything, what we sometimes do is like say, okay, so we already have our list of favorites, original tunes and versions of tunes that are going to come in the next month. Sometimes we may prioritize some out of maybe the licensing came faster or things like that. Or what it could happen as well is, for example, and this is like a kind of teaser. So Halloween is coming in October, right? And then basically the team is already kind of like brainstorming, okay, what cool new monster tunes can we bring to the game, to satisfy the monster thirst of our players. But I wouldn't say, and for example, now we have Tasmania. So Tasmania right now only has 2 inhabitants. So we may inject some new Tasmanian tunes in the next months and things like that. But I would say we don't follow any particular kind of order. It's all very Looney here.
Right. Gotcha. All right. And you heard teaser, everybody, with looking like, Tasmanian tunes, some monster tunes. We don't know what's coming, but hey, very cool. All right. Always excited to see new characters to come to the game, especially taking a look at their kits, because these kits are becoming more and more involved, I have to say, just kind of with like specifically like the sure dodge and stuff like that can now be counteracted much more than it used to and things like that. So
exactly.
More variety in the characters that you can use against teams like that.
All right. And that's ongoing, let's say, the whole skill thing and relationships. And it's really, I'm very curious to see how, what other things can we build on top of the combat mechanics that we currently have to make everything more spicy. So, should be fun. Yep.
Nice. Okay, so taking a look at Toon Development. So how long does it take for a tune to go from conception? Am I using that word right?
I guess so.
to hitting the game, to getting into the game.
So basically I was checking during the last months and things like that. I would say it takes approximately 1 month. More or less. So basically it's a very, very long process. Actually, I did some notes here because I don't want to forget, but basically everything starts with a brief. So say, I need a new Tasmanian tune, and for example, it's going to be a defender because we don't have so many defenders. So it's going to be this and that. So everything starts with a brief, lining out who is it going to be, region, kind of like skill set and things like that. And then basically they already start with the skill design and how the character is going to feel like and things like that. And everything has to be always going through Warner Bros. Because in the end, they are the fathers of the creatures, to be honest. So they have to approve things. So it's a little bit lengthy in the sense that you have to come up with something, send it to Warner Bros. They approve it. And if they approve it, you move to the next thing, which is sketching the tune, coming up with more like the full body render, the UI, how is it going to look like, the portrait, the illustration, all the attacks, all the animations, how the body is, and things like that. Right. So it's like a lot of like different things. And in the end, of course, you have to do the playtesting as well to ensure that all the skills are working as intended. So I would say, a month more or less. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty quick. There's some games that I know that their character process takes like 6 months in order to come out. But I think that's probably because timing with specific things like we were talking about a little bit earlier. So very cool. So a month, that's not too bad. That's pretty quick.
It is quick, and it's so far working. And as I said, I think like the thing is that we have such a big pool of ideas to kind of steal from, because the majority of them, maybe there are some tunes that are not particularly united to any like specific cartoon, but the majority of them they belong to those specific cartoons that we watched, to an episode or 2 episodes or things like that. So it really helps. It's very useful to have all of that ground material to build on.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so many. It's a long history, right? It goes all the way back to black and white and stuff. So very exactly. Cool. All right, next question is Legendary Tunes. We currently have Hippity Hopper in the game right now in Arena. What are the plans for other Legendary Tunes? Are there any on the docket, so to say?
Yeah, we do have plans to release more legendary tunes, but to be honest, don't try to extract more information from me because quite honestly, I don't know.
Right.
Um, I'm I don't know. I'm pretty sure there will be more coming. The thing is that they are kind of exclusive. They are harder to get than epics and things like that.
Yeah.
So we will still release rare, common, epic tunes and things like that. And I would imagine the quantity of those surpasses way more the quantity of legendary. So at the moment we just have one legendary in a pool of 100 something tunes. How many tunes do we have? 102, 100? Oh, that's a quiz. Okay, I failed miserably there. But let's say the 100 one. So yeah, there will be more coming, but you will know. So stay tuned to social media.
Okay, we will keep an eye on that. All right. Now, this actually is a question I was asked recently as well, but are there any thoughts towards daily login rewards?
Yes, so this is something that we already talked internally in the past. We do have that kind of like beginner login bonus that is only for the first 2 weeks, and I love it. I love games that kind of incentivize you for just engaging a little bit every day, and I think that's the desire of the team as well. So there are plans. The thing, like always, is that you have to put those plans into a concrete roadmap and things like that. So it may not have priority for right now, and I don't know when we will tackle it, but it's certainly on the radar. So yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
I want to see that happening because I think it's just it's a fantastic addition to any game.
Yeah, absolutely. It always keeps people coming back and logging in.
Exactly, for your little things, you can do your dailies, you can do the daily login bonus, and so yeah. Hopefully, cross fingers. Hopefully, it's coming soon.
All right, crossing fingers. All right, what about this? Will there be raids or events in the game where the whole alliance can participate in? I know that we've done some like alliance events, but like specific towards like raids and stuff like that. What are the thoughts around that?
So yes, the same. It's on the table. So basically, we have alliances. We improved them in the recent update, which was long due. I'm so happy that they came out, and then we need to get a little bit like energized up with alliance events because it's true that they haven't come in a while. We have heard you guys, and those are coming back. And I would say it's the same for raids. Now, I don't know exactly what form are they going to take, but we certainly want to expand on alliances in the game because in the end it makes a lot of sense.
Right.
It's a social game, and then the alliances are there to, you can do so many cool things with them. So I would expect to see something, but at this point I cannot really disclose anything.
Okay. All right. Well, at least it's being talked about, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, and I know that recently on both my channel as well as on Discord, I've seen more and more people ask about those alliance events because they really enjoyed them, and I enjoyed them as well. So good to hear that they're coming back. Don't know when, but they're coming back. All right.
Exactly.
All right. Next, Monster Tweety, will he ever be available to add to our roster?
So the thing is that I don't know if the community is ready for that level of awesomeness. So I don't know. The thing is that we have the 3D model, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Henry Hawk was also a boss eventually, one time in his event in Acme. So I wouldn't say no. It would be certainly a very interesting tune to have,
right?
Especially with the tantrum thingy.
Right.
I see him as a defender probably, also maybe attacker as well. But I don't know. So everything I can say is that we have the 3D model, so it's more about getting the team together and say, yeah.
Right.
Let's give the players what they want. If they want to play with Monster Tweety, off you go.
Right. Yeah. No, that'd be a lot of fun. Get just a bunch of.
It would be amazing. It's also a lot of people ask about the dog, K9, I think it's called, the dog of Marvin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Here's the tutorial. So we also have the 3D model exactly. So, but again, I haven't heard anything. So we have him, and I don't know. I wouldn't close the door because it's also part of the cartoons.
Right.
So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
Very cool. All right. Okay, so I know that this might be a question out of the blue. But
okay.
Marvin, since you mentioned him, he just kind of came to mind. So the only way that you can get Marvin currently is through the Epic Reatomizer that pops up. I guess for me, it's on Mondays. Very rare to get him out of there. can you say, is there an event planned for him at all, or is he gonna be specific to that right now?
I mean, for the time being, he's in the Epic Reatomizer. And yeah, I think that's about it. Although I would swear I got once a piece out of a free crate, actually.
Did you really?
I think I did, but don't quote me on this. But I believe that I was like, so how comes that I have one piece? I'm not gonna complain. So yeah, the thing is the same. As I mentioned sometimes on Discord and on Reddit, is we know that we haven't given love to space, to the space region as a whole. Marvin, of course, but also the other space tunes. The same with Summit. The thing is that they are kind of late game. Let's say levels or regions, let's say, and tunes. So the thing is that the way I see this working in the future is we will certainly have an event kind of like going around space.
Okay.
But I would imagine we would also have a smaller event, maybe, I don't know, farm-based or town-based or something for the lower levels, let's say.
Okay.
So again, this is something that the team knows. I've been drilling their ears with where is Marvin, where is Marvin, where is Marvin. They know about it, and I would say it's a matter of time until it comes out.
Right.
So thanks for the patience. I know it's taking long. Just think about, the feeling of awesomeness when you finally have that little alien in your rooster.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like we don't have a whole gob of tunes to play around with right now, and some really cool ones that are coming up too. Just a new.
You will come.
Yeah.
Welcome.
All right. Oh, okay. A few more questions here. So, any plans on making more materials available through tasks, such as like superior regional materials and things like that? Because right now, so currently we have tunes that we can put on task for tune pieces and things like that. And recently in the Tasmania region, we don't have the tune pieces, but there is an increased amount of gold that you can farm out of there. So that's pretty cool as well. So any other ideas around allowing for farming of other materials other than within those chapters, those battles?
So I would say no. Like we don't. I don't think there are plans to outsource or to source out, let's say, those materials via tasks. But this said, it's true that we are always looking at ways to improve the in-game economy. So, for example, say there was the scarcity with fine dynamite came because of tier 7 crates, and then we realized, it's actually true. We're creating a shortage there that shouldn't be there, and then we introduce them back to tier 7 crates. So in the same fashion, I think it's like the team is always like looking at stats, metrics, see how people are spending, I mean, in terms of, how are they managing their resources and how are they getting those? And then basically we will always improve. Whenever we see something that it has to be improved, we will do it. But I wouldn't expect Toon tasks bringing anything more than, gold, Toon PCs, dynamite, and builds. I think they will stay like that for a while.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. The next one is actually the last question. However, so let's see. Are there any new game modes coming out this year that you can talk about?
Yeah. So yes, there is. So basically we dropped Arena, and that's a big one. What I can say is that I don't think like a big new mode is going to come like straight away. There are plans to have something really cool, kind of like tied up to alliances that we were mentioning.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything else. But yeah, so basically, yes, something related to alliances. We're working on that. Arena, we're also looking at the way it's performing, the way players are playing it. And I would expect some improvements to be made on that. So yeah, all in all, and then of course we're also thinking about all the things that we may do, think next year. So I would say that the future is quite bright for this game, and there is a lot of things we can still do in terms of gameplay modes and things. Should be fun.
Awesome, looking forward to that. And with Arena, so talking about game modes and that being the newest game mode, I have to tell you, so I'm having a ton of fun in there. One thing I really like about it, and I've mentioned it in a couple videos, but I like the puzzle aspect of it because of the rock paper scissors type format, right? It's all about trying to match up the tunes that will do the most damage so you can get the most points out of Arena, so you can go ahead and climb that ladder. Having a lot of fun with that. It also, for me specifically, it also allows me to use more of my roster, whereas typically in Brawl, I'm really only using the couple teams that I have built the most, but in Arena, I have the opportunity to to mix and match a little bit more and use more of my roster. So Arena was an awesome ad. So thank you and the developers for that. It's a lot of fun. So can't wait to jump back in there.
Yeah, glad you like it. I feel the same way as you. It's actually, I think it's also tied to events, the way some events arrived, and then maybe you are like, oh, okay, so I don't know, a feature tune that you were not really playing with, and you're like, okay, so I need to tune him up in order to play this event. And then while doing so, you're like, it's actually not such a bad tune. It's like what is happening with me with Scrooge. I'm butchering his name. Yosemite Scrooge, like the holiday tune. I never paid him any attention, any love, and for the most part of it, I'm having a blast now playing with him. I kind of love the whole, buffs for everyone kind of attack that he has. Although sometimes I feel like it auto-inflicts taunt, which is really not good because when they start attacking at him, it's like, oh man, but yeah, it's fun. And Arena, I think it made a purpose. We needed like a kind of like this kind of mode where you can play more if you want to, or try different strategies. And I think it can only grow up from these moments, right? So we created the rule of the 3 regions and things like that. So I would imagine we will create rules similar to those ones, maybe featuring different regions. And then on top of that, I would imagine we can play around a lot with different rules, similar to Acme R&D. Because we have that ability of like tuning and selecting what we want to do. Very cool. So it should be fun, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. All right, so 2 questions left on the list here. And don't worry, I haven't forgot about Taz.
I don't think anyone has forgotten about that guy.
So what are the top priorities for the devs right now?
So I would say right now we are monitoring very closely Arena. So as I said, as I mentioned different times, it's the same with Acme. We launched it, we saw what works, what could be improved, and we commit to that. So I would say we are very, very focused on that. We are focused on new tunes. As you have seen, we are releasing like new tunes. We have Speedy. Now there is another one coming soon, and there will be like different ones. So I would say those 2. Always like tech performances is something that sometimes we don't maybe mention, but it's something that we try to put in every single update, because in the end, if you have people locked out of the game for X, Y, Z reason, and we can help preventing those situations, it would be nice. So bug fixes as well. And then what else? Oh yeah, like one of the game designers told me, let them know that they're basically looking, the same, like different type of combat mechanics. So we have the ones that we have, but we try to expand on them. So things that are in the backlog of things that we would like to do. And then slowly but steadily, they are tackling those.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and new features, of course, the new features that I just mentioned, or kind of teased a little bit. Teasing is good.
So they got a lot on their plate for sure.
Oh, they do have a lot of things.
Very, very busy.
And they do.
All right. Taz, when? How soon is this guy going to be coming to the game here? So we've got Tasmania. We've got a couple of our Tasmanian neighbors in there. How soon is Taz coming?
I feel like shooting myself in the foot right now because I may say something. So we have released Tasmania, and I would say the wife or the she-devil is already there. So I would say Taz is closer to us than it has ever been, which is very political answer. But no, I think it's coming. It's coming. But I would like to give you the exclusive on something, but I just don't have it. So we know that it's an all-time favorite, and it's definitely coming. But really, I don't know. I will be so happy the day that I drop the teaser on social media. You have no idea.
Yeah, I bet. That's going to cut down a ton of questions there too. But you know what? I had to ask. The community would probably not be happy if I didn't at least ask you face to face on that one. But all right, so he's coming soon, right? He's coming soon.
Soon in the future.
Soon-ish.
No, but yeah, it's coming. I can totally tell you that. Because he's such a nice fella. Yeah. No,
it's
not ready. It's not ready yet. We have to wait a little bit more.
Yeah. So everybody out there, he will be here when he's ready.
Exactly.
We got so many other tunes to play with. He's coming.
Exactly. No. And he's coming exactly when he's meant to. But if you watch the trailer for this beautiful trailer that the team put together with Elmer and the Valkyrie backs playing around, you could see him
Really?
You could see, oh yeah,
I think.
You should go and check it out. You can see him like one of his attacks. So yeah, it's definitely there.
I think I missed that one. I'm surprised. I'll have to go watch it.
Oh, yeah. Put the link so everyone checks that beautiful piece of art.
Yeah, I will do that. All right, and that's it. That's the questions that we had for today. So, how you feeling?
I'm feeling revitalized. You know, I mean, I love talking. You know, with you guys. I think it's a very nice thing of hosting this kind of interviews, communication, things like that. So yeah, it's great. Been a pleasure.
Yeah, and I have to say thank you too. So we tried to get this going a couple days ago, and we ran into some technical issues. So again, I just want to thank you for your flexibility. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to sit down and talk with me as well, and get some of these questions answered, and just kind of have some fun talking about the game, right? So thank you very much for your time, because I know it's like it's 11 o'clock here, so it's like what, almost 8?
Almost 8, yeah.
Almost 8. So you gotta go home.
The perks of living in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, how is the future looking anyway? Marvin there yet? No, I'm kidding.
Soon.
All right, so that is going to wrap up this video, everybody. I want to thank, again, Haruki for taking the time out of her schedule, and appreciate, as always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below, because I'm sure Haruki's probably going to be taking a look at the comments for this video.
I always read. I may not answer, but I'm lurking.
Yep, absolutely.
I always lurk around.
That's awesome. All right, thank you all, and we'll talk to you later.